You know, guys, I can't believe I'm making this video, but the more I handle these Ozark Trail knives, the more I like them. I mean, you know, I don't retract my previous statement of, they're throwaway knives. They're of very little quality. They're built relatively poorly. They're built incredibly cheaply. But, like I did say before, they're built cheaply because they are cheap. $5, $10, $5, $5, $5. There's $25 worth of knives sitting right here. And they're of reasonable, for the money, and excellent quality. I mean, they're, relative to price, they're of great quality. I mean, when you're comparing them to like an actual quality knife, yeah, they're very poor quality. But for $5 and $10, I mean, they're not bad. And I've actually been doing some cutting with them, and the edge retention is not as bad as I thought it was, or expected it to be, should I say. We did a PMI on this, and it did test as D2. That's what it come back as. And we poked one, and it was 59.8, and we poked another one that was 60.4, I believe. Not terrible. And these guys right here, we did a PMI on it, and it come back as a 420 type steel. It didn't give the PMI machine we use, or the PMI gun we use, doesn't give names of all compositions. It gives you if it falls within the range of this composition, it'll say it's this, or whatever, and it's just come back as I'm pretty sure 420A. I'd have to go look. Actually, I believe it was 420A. So you're getting what, like a 420A 3CR type steel. I've seen before on old listings of Walmart's it say 3CR13, but that was years ago. So with it being a 420A, so it probably is 3CR. Just China 3CR, but it's within the range of tricking the gun into saying 420A. But they're not bad. Like, they're genuinely not bad. The action on this guy is good. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a very uncomfortable knife in hand. That pocket clip is tough on the hand. That is a bad hot spot. But for $5, it's just not bad. The action's good. It don't sharpen bad, this stuff. I mean, yeah, this stuff doesn't sharpen nicely, but it doesn't sharpen bad neither. And it does, if you spend the time to get that burr off, you properly deburr it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's going to take a little while because that burr likes to hang on. You're going to wind up with a usable edge. This has plenty of bite. Get down, cat. Not bad at all. This right here, this one has my edge on it, and it's got, this is a very, very good edge. Lots of bite. Very stock cat. Very, very sharp. This one here is still on the factory edge. I actually just opened this one up, and just to show you part of the quality. See that chip right there? It's a pretty decent chip out of the box. Um, yeah. Cat. I'm very sorry, guys. Hold on a moment. Sorry about that. My cat was going buck wild, jumping up on my knife table and knocking everything over. But anyways, yeah, that's a pretty significant dig in the edge right there. And this edge is terrible. Like, yeah, it's not very good. But again, it's $5, and you can quickly slap your own edge on it, and you'll be good to go. That chip may be a little annoying, but hey, it is what it is. And this here, very, very good edge too. My edge, of course. Lots and lots and lots of bite. Very aggressive. Very sticky. And then yeah, I like red, so I just did a quick dye job. The actions on these knives are really good. I mean, they're, you can tell they're on plastic washers, and they feel kind of, but they're not bad. It's most certainly fall shut, and there's no blade play in this. This thing's rock solid. As is this one. Now this one's definitely got a better action. But zero blade play, rock solid lockup. This one here, yeah, I'm pretty sure these are on bearings because of the way they feel. But no blade play, it's rock solid too. Really good action, good D10 on this guy. Super snappy. This one here, and I have two more of these. I bought two, and this one and one more, and I was given one by another person. These do have, they definitely got some blade play. And if you lock it down, then it starts the bearings start to feel grindy in the steel. So, it's about as tight as you can get it without it feeling nasty. But there's definitely blade play. And the action on this thing is super smooth. Nothing wrong with that. Sorry, my timing's off because I'm looking through the camera, but like it. Yeah, action solid. And, of course they feel nice in hand. Like, I mean, they're clearly cheap, but they feel good in hand. They're good firm grip. These feel nice in hand too. A little thinner, but still really good in hand. And this one, while it feels terrible, sorry, I didn't mean the tripod. While it feels terrible in hand, everything else about it's pretty decent. And I really do. I hate to say it. Nobody could have told me that a month ago when I bought these. Well, I got this one actually before I ever even seen them pop up on Reddit, before they blew up. I bought this one. I'm pretty sure it was the first day it come in the stores. Because it was about 2 weeks after I got mine that it blew up on YouTube and Reddit. Anyhow, nobody could have ever told me that I would have been speaking highly of Ozark Trail Knives. In fact, if you go back and listen to my videos, some shorts I made, I'm not speaking negatively on them. I'm just reminding people, hey, stop spazzing out. It's a $5 and $10 knife. It's a good $5 and $10 knife, but still, it's just a $5 and $10 knife. So stop going and paying 6 times that on eBay. I never said they were junk knives, but I also didn't speak highly of them. Now, I'm kind of in that area of where it's like, yes, they're very low quality knives, but they're not that bad. And when you factor the money into it, they're actually damn good. It's not that bad of a knife, and the value that is in the knife with them only costing $5 and $10, yeah, they're crazy good. Are they throwaway knives? No, not really. This knife right here is, you may snap the tip off if it's not going to take a lot to do that. And, but if you're just doing typical EDC type cutting, this knife is going to work just fine. You're not going to break the tip. You're not going to snap anything. You're not going to bend the frame. And for this, the same goes. Like there's definitely some flex in it, but if you're not being crazy, that knife's plenty solid. You're not gonna be cutting cardboard and break the pivot out of it. So I hate to say it, but for the money, they're great knives, and in general, they're not bad knives. Now this one here is a little rough on the hands. I'm not gonna lie. This is not a knife that I would want to actually have to use. Not if I had to do much cutting. It would get uncomfortable quick. That pocket clip would mess you up. But as just a typical EDC cutter, this thing will work just fine for you. And when it goes dull, which it will very quickly, it's so easy to resharpen that it doesn't matter. Just take a ceramic rod and you're back shaving hair in no time at all. And surprisingly, this D2 actually cuts pretty decent. Like, the edge retention is not that bad. Now, I did notice when I was cutting more abrasive media, like some cardboard that is not super clean, not brand new fresh cardboard, but cardboard that's been out in the shed for a little while, and it's got a little dust on it. It eats that edge up really quick. But with that said, like really good D2, like D2 from Kubi, for example, it would outcut it by quite a bit, but not by all that much. When that cardboard starts to get a little bit dirty, that silica really eats that edge up. Now these knives, the edge retention is quite poor. And maybe 1/3 of this knife. Maybe even a little less than that. Maybe a quarter to a third, for these three guys compared to this one. But for most people, you put an edge on one of these knives, it's going to last you for a while. And if you just, at the end of the day, hit it on the strop a few times, that edge is going to go for a good amount of time. Now, if you're cutting up dirty cardboard, or cardboard that's been wet and been outside and dried out and gotten dirty, like that stuff just eats edges up. If it's not highly wear resistant steels, it will destroy the edge on them very quick. And you can't compare stuff like this to say M4 CPM M4 or S90V. Those high ultra high wear resistant steels handle that no problem. This stuff can't. But if you're just cutting down Amazon boxes or USPS boxes when they build up, you're going to get substantial amount of box breaking down with this guy, as long as it's not dirty cardboard. And these guys, it will do, you'll break those boxes down no problem, and when it starts to, the edge is gone and it won't come back on the strop, a few minutes on the stones and you're right back in business. Like I said, I did not want to say that these are good knives, and I will stick by that they're not good knives, not relative to other budget knives that actually are good knives. But when you factor that they're only $5 and $10, They truly are good knives with a ton of value. I hate to say it, but Walmart and Ozark Trail, they did their thing. You know, they made very serviceable knives. I don't know. It's late. I'm sorry. Very serviceable knives that they can sell for almost nothing and actually give their customer a usable tool for $5 and $10. That's impressive. That's actually really impressive. If I was you and you're in Walmart and you can pick up this one, this one, this one, well, this one, these, or this one, I would do it. Now, I have this one, and I would not buy this. I would not recommend this to anyone. This one, save your money on. It's garbage. You know, it'll cut, but that's about all. It's just bad in every way. But if you're in there and you see any of these knives and you got $5 or $10 to drop, pick you one up, because you're definitely getting a good value. You're most certainly getting a decent knife for the money, and that is actually a good usable tool. The only thing I suggest is, if you, on this D2, 400 to 600 grit, that's where it performs the best at. With any polish on it, it does not perform very well at all. This stuff, I would not take over 400. I would do either a 220 or 320 grit edge, and that's where it would stay. 400 at the max. That's what the edge I would put on them, and I would not go any higher, like 400 at the max. You would probably be better off doing like a 220 or 320. That way you're getting those micro serrations from that stone is doing the cutting, and because the steel itself is not going to hold up to any wear for any length of time. The micro serrations on the edge will keep the edge cutting until it starts to roll over, and then once it does, you can straighten it back up with a ceramic rod, or on a strop, if you can get it to come back. And if you can't, take it back to the stones 2 or 3 minutes, and you have another usable edge. So just low grit, and you'll probably be happy. You'll definitely have a usable tool, that's for sure. All right, guys, I hate saying it, but these are damn good values from Ozark Trail. Good night.